Welcome back to the Nerd Quiz Origins. Can you prove your mechanic skills? Get ready to the technical quiz with car and motorbike parts. Solve 50 unique levels from easy to hard. Don't forget to share your result. Subscribe before or after we start. Let's go. Let's start from the easy one. Do you know what it is? Is it wiper motor, starter, or fuel pump? Great job, it's the fuel pump. Take a close look at this one. What do you think? Is it glow plug, spark plug, or oxygen sensor? That's right, it's the spark plug. Time to test your knowledge again. Which one is this? Engine mount, wheel hub, or flywheel? Correct, it's the flywheel. Let's see if you recognize this part. What do you say? Radiator, intercooler, or oil pan? Well done, it's the radiator. Here's a tricky one. Can you guess what it is? Is it turbo actuator, fuel filter, or power brake booster? Nice work, it's the turbo actuator. Another part for you. Look closely. Is it starter, steering pump, or EV motor? You got it! It's the steering pump. This one might be easy for you. What's your guess? Clutch, brake rotor, or wheel hub? Exactly, it's the brake rotor. Let's put your skills to the test. Which part is this? Pitman arm, engine mount, or idler arm? Spot on, it's the engine mount. Time for another round. What do you think? Is it oil pump, water pump, or vacuum pump? Yes, it's the vacuum pump. Here's a challenge for you. Look at the details. Is it idler pulley, engine mount, or control arm bushing? That's correct. It's the idler pulley. Can you identify this part? Is it spark plug, glow plug, or tire valve? Well done, it's the glow plug. Let's see how sharp your eyes are. What is this? Engine fan, pressure plate, or wheel hub? Yes, it's the pressure plate. Another part coming up. What's your answer? Clutch release bearing, air suspension spring, or CV boot? That's right, it's the clutch release bearing. Look at this one. Do you recognize it? Input shaft, drive shaft, or CV joint? Good job, it's the input shaft. Time for another guess. What do you think? Shift sleeve, blocker ring, or idler gear? Exactly, it's the idler gear. Here's a classic part. Can you name it? Filler funnel, spring, or CV boot? Correct, it's the CV boot. Another part for you to guess. What is it? Transfer case, AC unit, or heater? Yes, it's the transfer case. Let's keep going. Which part do you see here? Fuel tank cap, air duct, or locking hub? That's right, it's the locking hub. You know this one? What's your guess? Bump stop, shock absorber, or log nut? Great job, it's the bump stop. This one should be familiar. What do you say? Oil pressure sensor, knock sensor, or brake pressure sensor? You got it. It's the knock sensor. Let's see if you can get this one. Which part is it? Pressure plate, valve spring, or coil spring? Nice work. It's the valve spring. Check this out. Do you recognize it? Idler arm, sway bar link, or pitman arm? That's correct. It's the pitman arm. Another test for you. Can you name this part? Clutch, magnetostator, or compressor? Well done. It's the magnetostator. Let's see if you can spot this one. Quick shifter, light sensor, or glow plug? Exactly, it's the quick shifter. Look carefully, what's your answer? Throttle lock, wheel hub, or fog light mount? Yes, it's the throttle lock. Here comes another one. Can you guess? Fuel filter, oil filter, or sway bar bushing? That's right, it's the oil filter. Test your knowledge again. What part do you see? Carburetor, collision sensor, or blow-off valve? Good job! It's the blow-off valve. Let's see how well you know your parts. Which one is this? ECU, airbag, or LiDAR sensor? Spot on, it's the ECU. You've seen this before, what do you think? Axle shaft, drive shaft, or oil dipstick? Correct, it's the axle shaft. This should be easy for you. What's your guess? Supercharger, intake manifold, or exhaust pipe? Well done, it's the intake manifold. Let's see if you remember this one. Is it wiper motor, fuel filter, or starter? Exactly, it's the starter. Look closely at this part. What is it? Crankshaft position sensor, fuel level sensor, or battery voltage sensor? That's right, it's the crankshaft position sensor. A true mechanic will know this. Can you name it? Starter, tensioner pulley, or alternator? You got it! It's the tensioner pulley. Time to guess again. What do you say? Infrared sensor, rain sensor, or boost pressure sensor? Nice work! It's the boost pressure sensor. Another round. Which part is this? Cam phaser, flywheel, or differential? Correct, it's the cam phaser. Here's another one for you. What do you think? Tie rod, swing arm, or control arm? Good job, it's the swing arm. Look at this part. Can you recognize it? Frame slider, sway bar bushings, or control arm bushings? Yes, these are the frame sliders. Let's see if you can get this right. Is it sissy bar, headrest, or rear mirror? That's correct. It's the motorcycle sissy bar. A tough one for you. Can you name it? Engine mount, heel guard, or seat? Well done, it's the heel guard. Let's see if you know it. Bar end, muffler, or axle shaft? Exactly, it's the bar end. Do you know what it is? Is it control arm, engine guard, or swing arm? Great job, it's the engine guard. Take a close look at this one. What do you think? Is it sway bar, torsion, or fork tube? That's right, it's the fork tube. Time to test your knowledge again. Which one is this? CV joints, outer tie rod, or clip-ons? Correct, it's the clip-ons. Let's see if you recognize this part. What do you say? Intercooler, radiator, or fuel tank? Well done, it's the intercooler. Here's a tricky one. Can you guess what it is? Is it steering knuckle, hydraulic lifter, or inner tie rod end? Nice work. It's the hydraulic lifter. Another part for you. Look closely. Is it pressure plate, fan clutch, or intercooler? got it, it's the fan clutch. Let's put your skills to the test. Which part is this? Wheel chock, chain guide, or brake caliper? Spot on, it's the chain guide. Here's a challenge for you. Look at the details. Is it camshaft position sensor, airbag impact sensor, or tyre pressure sensor? That's correct. It's the camshaft position sensor. Can you identify this part? Is it oil filter, air filter, or fuel swirl pot? Well done. It's the fuel swirl pot. Time for the last one to guess. What do you think? Panhard rod, drive shaft, or sway bar? Exactly. It's the panhard rod. Congratulations, you've nailed it! Share your result in the comments below and your thoughts on what quiz should be the next. Thanks for watching. See you soon!